When you pick up a Beyblade, what is the first thing you'll see? The art. So in this video, I'll be ranking every single one of Beyblade X's gear chip art and seeing what do I vibe with the most. So if you like Beyblades that spin, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. And as well, make sure to check out Mall of Bays. We have pre-orders for Solar Eclipse as well. We're taking other orders for Pegasus Blast that we have in stock. It's an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any and all support regardless. So what are gonna be my factors for how I'm gonna be doing this tier list, because it has to have some sort of rules. I think rule one, overall design, how does it look? Two, which is gonna be kind of minimal, is just gonna be the color choice, because obviously I'm gonna be looking at something and I'm gonna think, do the colors work well with what they tried to set up? And then after, if we have other stuff like variants, because we're gonna have multiple drones, multiple wizards, whatever, does it feel like a unique variation for what they're doing? Something like that. Does it feel like it's a unique take on it, or is it just copy and paste or boring, So we're gonna kind of get started here, as we already have our little tier maker set up, and a shout out to, what is the name on here? Blue. So we're gonna first start off with the mighty Cobalt Drake. So what I like about the Bucket and Shoot homage base is that they all have like a little unique design trait. All the homage base have some type of like reference to either the logo or something from the past in their design, which I think is really, really cute. I think overall for Drake, it looks really, really nice. I like kind of like part of like the dragon neck. I like the pose. Oh, and the color choice looks really nice. We're gonna put this right now in A. I think it's a very strong one. Okay, now I might be actually looking into it because I was about to trash on Drawn Sword, but if you look carefully, I almost thought this was like a lowercase d, and then after this makes the S, so like Drawn Sword. And because of that, I'm actually gonna put it in B. If you see the original Level 5 Pegasus, it'll have like PS, Pegasus. Hell's Scythe, honestly, I think it's also gonna be a nice little B. I think I like the front face for it. It looks very like kind of cool, the design with the skull and the flame and everything. Now, once we get to like the Knight's Beyblade, I think they're just kind of whatever. It's kind of like this weird little triangular kind of neck that it has, kind of just like pointing towards there. I think it looks fine. I like whatever this is supposed to be on the top of its head, this little lightning bolt. I'm gonna be honest, I really like the wizard arrow design for the gear chip, for it basically just doing like this and pointing. I think this one, we're gonna put it in A for right now. I really just like the pose. I think it looks really nice and cool for its design. I really like kind of like this whole thing focusing towards in this one point in the middle. I like the color choice here. It really looks nice. Now we're actually gonna put Lance at B. I think some gear chip designs, because once you do variants, eventually they're going to be doing either front face or side face, and some of the times side face doesn't look that bad, some of the times front face doesn't look that bad, but it's going to always depend. Leon Claw, it's very simple because it's literally just, it's gold, and that's pretty much it. I do really love the gradients that they actually do with it, and I do like the pose that it has. You're gonna actually put this in A. It's a nice one. It feels almost kind of like premium just because of gold. I like the little pattern and design of those little, kind of like those comic dots that it kind of has on there. I don't care for Dagger. Dagger might go in C. Drawn Dagger, it's got like the snout of the dragon, which doesn't make any sense why it's there. Like if you cut that off and it literally just wasn't there. I think the issue, and the later ones get better, is that they just kind of have a really weird and ugly face to them. I'm sorry to the Drawn fans, Drawn is a little bit ugly. I'm gonna be honest, I think an easy one is like Hell's Chain. This is again a flaming skull, but now it's screaming to the side. I might even put it in A just because I like a little bit more of those shape and designs. Looks really nice. It looks like it's some shit you see in like a hot sauce bottle, honestly. Rhino Horn is gonna just get a basic C. Some of these ones I just think kind of look basic and generic. I think a big mistake they actually did was they dropped the whole stylization of putting the name in there like MFB. Like originally you had like, so this was the biggest L for this generation, and if I was like TTing the designers, I would put this shit in, because this is literally like such a, okay, look, Inferno Bomb. Now, obviously, the issue with that is you have to change it in localization, and maybe they just didn't want the extra hassle. But, dude, having the text so beautiful and stylized like that just looks so, so good. The drawn one, the face, I mean, to be honest, the face is kind of closer to the actual avatar that you see. Viper Tail, I do like this one. I just like the color choice, basically just Spider-Man colors. I like the snake design on here, the little, like the tongue on there, it looks pretty cool. Okay, afterwards, we're going to have our lovely phoenix feather, which we're gonna put this in S. Now you gotta hear me out. I really love the design of phoenix feather. I love how the wings just kind of like shield it and you see the face. Then after the actual phoenix wing, I think is fine. I prefer it when the wings are closed. It's a little bit more saturated with a little bit more of those stronger reds. I think this is fine. This is a nice little one that you'll see. That looks pretty cool. It's memorable. That's what I like about it. Wyvern Gale, I think is also gonna be... We'll put it in B for now. We'll do some adjustments afterwards. Wyvern Gale, I think, is fine. I do like how they actually incorporated the actual wings in the design to it, and it's a very nice head shape. It looks pretty cool. Actually, this has a little bit more effort than most of them, so I'm gonna actually put this here. Sphinx Cowl is a basic face that kind of looks at you. I'm also gonna say Unicorn Sting, I think, is also fine. Both of these motifs, to be honest with you, it's basically front and side facing. I like the head shape of the unicorn. I think the horn looks pretty cool, how it's kind of placed on there. I just realized I skipped over one of them, and it's gonna be really funny. That's my bad. Shark Edge, where do we put this one? I'm gonna be honest, I think it's in B. I think it's fine. It's a really cute little shark kind of popping out. Actually, compared to most of these other ones, we're gonna actually swap out Leon Claw for Shark. Claw looks pretty nice, but I actually do like how cute its design style is for it. I don't know. I just kind of like its appearance with the eyes and everything. Okay, this shit is peak. Like, holy shit, man. They fucking cooked on this one. Drawn Buster, the head shape of the dragon looks so crisp. The fire coming out of its mouth, that looks really, really cool. That's iconic. Honestly, the next one, the wizard bays don't really miss. Like wizard rod, I would say it's just doing like a little pose right here. It looks really cool. It's nice. I like it. I want Hell's Hammer. I think this shit is peaking. It's such a unique head shape in the design. This almost feels like the Scythe was the beta. Move around with it a little bit and chain. And Hammer, that head shape, and I love the shading of the black on there. It looks so crisp. Tyrannobeat is gonna probably go... I'm gonna put this in C. The only reason why I'm not too crazy on Tyrannobeat is that I feel that they should have enlarged this head section and maybe kind of pushed it more to the side, because I really don't like the weird ones where you see like the neck of it there. It looks just so weird to me. The Shinobi one I think is fine. This is like a fine little pose. I do like this little shading that they have of the black and everything. Some nice line work here. Again, we might adjust afterwards. Okay, I thought the tiger, maybe this was like a W and a T. I think it's not. It's probably also gonna just go in B. A lot of these ones. Shell here, this is gonna go in A. This is like a unique pose where you see most of the creature in it. It's got a nice little shell. This is one of the best ones actually for Beyblade X. I do like this quite a bit. Then after Cobalt Dragoon, I'm gonna say this is stronger than Drake. I do like a little bit more of the dynamic pose on here with the flame and everything. The claw here is actually fine. I think both are actually a solid take on it. Then after, what do we have here? I think technically after this is gonna be Aero Pegasus, which is gonna go in S. This, when they can actually show off most of the creature in it, I think that's where it gets interesting, because you're obviously gonna have a depiction of Pegasus in every generation. How unique is this gonna actually be? I love the wings spreading out. I love the cool thing with the hexagon you see from Metal Fight Beyblade. This is a nice and unique design that I think looks very strong. Afterwards, we just got dog shit. This is gonna go at the bottom, both of them. I'm gonna actually explain myself before I get some shit for it. Here's the thing. With Leon Claw being shaded pretty much all gold whatever, I think it almost works. I don't know why. I just don't fuck with Leon Crest. it's a weird... I don't even think the pose on the face is... It's probably actually here. It's just... I think it's fine. It might be in C. Might be in C. Rudder has to be in D. Actually, you wanna fuck Leon Crest. It's gonna go back in D. Rudder is in D, and I'm gonna explain why. Rudder by itself, perfectly fine design. My issue is that this is not consistent with Feather or Phoenix Wing, and it's messing me up so bad. Like, this is maybe actually more accurate to the actual manga depiction of the Avatar than the other two are. So in one way, you could be like, that's kind of good. So in that case, this should maybe even actually be somewhere here, because this is following actually showing more of the creature, something unique. It's just, I don't know. For my head, it's technically in D, but it's probably actually A, which is the hot take, because I actually prefer when they show off most of the creature. Okay, so what came after that? Oh, Whale Wave. Oh, easy A. You see all of the wave, it's stylized, you see the actual wave, nice little face, nice eye, looks really nice. Then after we have Knife shinobi, which I think this one's the variant, which I think the difference is just in the shading. So I guess this is gonna go in B, and while we're at it, the Hasbro one. I just like this one for the highlights and the shading a little bit more. Silver Wolf, that shit's peak. You can say we're getting a little bit too many homage bays and that shit, whatever, and that's probably true. When they can make the design unique for the generation, it looks nice. I love the head of the wolf and like the ice peering out. That looks so, so cool. Night Mail, we're gonna be honest here, it's probably just gonna go in here. They just changed the position of the posing, which to be honest, I don't really think you can get anywhere too perfect with these things. It's probably like a B. I think it looks solid enough. It's fine. Garuda, I'm not feeling it. I like the idea of them doing the pose, and I think it's a unique pose, but I don't know. I think if they tried to do Garuda like Phoenix Rudder, it would have probably maybe been somewhere here. I just think this is kind of just, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. We're just gonna go basically on vibes, I guess. Samurai Saber. This room has an echo. That was a nice clap. Peak. Other than the color choice, looks phenomenal. I just love the pose. I just love this little fire and everything. It looks nice. Okay, after Saber, oh, we're in December now. Oh, Ghost. We're gonna put Ghost in A. No, Ghost in itself, here's the thing. If you wanted to be very critical of it, it's not really like some unique design. It's basically just someone putting like a little sheet on them and going, ooh, I'm a ghost. But I feel that I just like it for some reason. I don't know, it's so cute. It's one of my favorite ones, to be honest, in Beyblade X. Impact Drake, I'm gonna be honest, I like it a lot less than Cobalt Dragoon. If I said Cobalt Drake or whatever, I'm gonna mix them up. They're basically the same avatar almost. They're same in air quotes. I like the jaw on Dragoon. I think that's the strongest. This one's kind of like this weird little snake thing. Actually, you know what? We gotta beat a little bit fair. I might put that in B. I think it looks fine. Now the next one, here's the thing. Golem is gonna actually go in S because that shit just looks cool. Two poses on the knuckles like this, that looks so sick. Actually, one of the coolest ones. I love the shading on here, looks really nice. Surprisingly, what do I think about the front face here on Shelter Drake? I think it actually works here. You could even argue just for it to be in like A almost. I just like its head shape and design. I think it looks really nice. I think this looks cool. I think the thing with Shelter Drake was the blade just performed like shit, but like its design and stuff looked really, really solid. Oh, we're in custom line. Okay, now I'm gonna actually move Drawn Sword to C because I honestly think that Drawn Brave is like a slightly better take on the design. I don't know, it just looks a little bit cooler with it being more in the center and the flames and everything. Arc, I'm gonna be honest, Arc is banger for banger. A cool pose on doing like some kind of like magic spell, that shit looks nice. Controversial take. Perseus is gonna be at the bottom. It's gonna be probably at the bottom just because I just don't fuck with it at all. Okay, so when I'm looking at Gravity Perseus, I'm gonna see if I'm a nostalgia hater. You've got the helmet, it spells Perseus on the bottom. Looks nice. I just like the little head shape and everything. It's got a lot of aura to it. I love the colors. So the thing with the original one, it's very stylized on the line work, which I like quite a bit for the helmet and everything. And in this one, it's more simplified to the Beyblade X art style. But unlike something like Wolf, I don't know if I feel it's that strong. Because when you're doing a homage bait, the first thing in my head's gonna be, okay, well, how do you make this look unique? It's got some of the stuff, like I guess that's the cape or whatever. Hell's Reaper. I think we're gonna go here. I like how the skull is almost like it's exploding so much with fire. I like that design choice that they did there. That's something nice. Scorpio is basic, but it's gonna also go in here. Basically showcasing the entire shape of it. I think that's pretty nice, and that at least makes it a lot more different than just front face or side face. Oh, I forgot this one. Rhino, it's got a disgusting neck. And to be honest, you know, here's an easier question. How could I have made this better? I don't know. Rhino Reaper. Yo, this Fox, ooh, Fox Brush is gonna go in S. I love you see part of the creature. I like how the tails pop out. I think this actually does the job a little bit better, mostly because you see the head a little bit more prominent. This one's too much of a weird angle. This is where I think Fox Brush succeeds while Garuda actually doesn't. Some of the other ones we're gonna move on to. Tricera Depressed, it's a basic head on the side. In some cases, I said this for Tyranno Beats, I don't know. I guess it's just making a unique pose for them that's gonna be always the tricky thing, because they're always kind of like, it's this angle or it's this angle. So Whale Flame is really bad. And the reason why it's bad is that if you look at Whale Wave, the eye is more prominent, you can see it, it's more on the front. This one, which even if, you know, this is not technically correct where the eye should be, the eye feels like it should be more up there, and because it's not, it's really confusing me. Also, I don't know how I like the open jaw. It just looks like Yoshi, and it's not bad, it's just, I don't know, it's just on vibes again. Pegasus Blast, that shit's peak, man. They did not mess with either Pegasus. This one's more closer to what you'd see on an actual Metal Fight thing, but they stylized this within Beyblade X to actually put like the Metal Fight logo in there. You see some of the wings. I think that looks nice. Now, Cerberus Flame, as I've been hating on it, they are never going to beat the original one for the design. The original one looks so nice. 3 dogs, you see the chains and everything, looks so nice. And I love how you see highlights along with like the darkness and the gradient. It looks really cool. So Beyblade X has the challenge of now, how do we make this unique? I think the dogs on the side look good, but the front dog hurts it a lot for me where I don't feel it's that consistent. Like if all 3 of them looked really evil, it would probably maybe go an A. But honestly, it's not that bad of a design. I think it's a unique take where they're putting it in the Beyblade X art style, and I think it actually works and it translates well to that art style. Now we're gonna kind of do a 2-for-1 because both of these samurais are kind of in the same thing, and it's asking whether or not you want to have samurai with a closed mouth or an open mouth. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really like Steel a lot more than I like Caliber. Caliber is kind of a weird design. I'm not really a fan of the open mask mouth. It almost looks like a crow. I think Steel works better. It's more, one, the color choice feels a lot stronger here with the saturation in the colors, but also it's probably just a screenshot, but I think it just works better. Scale, I think, is another one that's really nice. I do love this weird kind of like dark shading on here with the mouth and everything. They kind of actually did an inversion almost where they swapped the dark and the blues there. I think this works out nice. Then afterwards, we're gonna have to put the new Soul Eclipse thing. Wait, I'm selling it. Oh God, no, buy Soul Eclipse. When I look at this, like Soul Blaze, the sun, the patterns, everything, it looks really nice. Now we're only gonna focus on the forefront, right? Because we're only focusing on gear chips. When I'm looking at the actual Blaze chip, I can't really tell what it is. If I were to ask someone, what does this look like to you? It looks like someone, like a rooster? I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to actually give a hot take here. I actually think the Valkyrie chip is a very smart design, and I'm gonna say why. Because the metal lock chip, they had to raise it up, add all the metal and everything. The fact that they incorporated, even though the hole I think does look a little bit ugly for it, that it kind of matches for the helmet in design, that's something that's so smart that I think Valkyrie chip just works super well. Some of these other ones, Koro, Persona, I do like it. I was gonna put really low. No, that's just for no reason. Mammoth, I think it's fine. I like actually how you see, because it's Tusk Mammoth, you actually see the tusk very prominent. I like the pose on here. Pterodactyl, I'm gonna put it in C. Because when I'm thinking of this pterodactyl, I'm just thinking of this giant head and like this tiny little thing flapping, and it doesn't sit right. But I think if this was just fully fledged out, I would have probably put this like in B. I really just hate the neck of Tyrannosaur. Bear Scratch has to maybe even be an A. This is a dynamic pose where it's doing a cool action, so you gotta give it credit because it's doing something unique. Crocodile's basic, but I think it looks fine. So for Kong, same thing. Gill Shark, I think, is a little bit... We're gonna put it maybe at the high echelon of B. You know, the colors are throwing me off here, but I do like this as more of the full shape of it. I think this is a fine take on Shark, to be honest. Hover Wyvern. Here's... We're gonna move these to the end for the example. When you look at these two side by side, you know, that's really terrible resolution. I kind of like, honestly, the original one a little bit more. I feel the wings here aren't too, I don't know, I just don't like the pose that it has that they kind of did for that angle. The goat one, I think, looks really good, actually. I like the horns and everything. Hornet's gonna be at the bottom because this is literally just like stock art that they So this is allegedly clip art or stock art. Allegedly. The squid actually looks really cool. The Kraken, I'm liking that. Actually, the Kraken looks pretty nice. Antler Stag, honestly, these two might just go in here. These ones looks really nice. Okay, so here's the final tier list that we actually have. So I think for the ones that have cool dynamic poses or show off more of the creature, I think that looks really cool. So I think for my final thoughts, I think what makes Beyblade X work super well is when they're really like stylized, they have cool shading, the poses look nice or dynamic, and I think overall, like, Beyblade X has a very nice art style that I think as time goes on, we're gonna see a lot more better and better stuff. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is kind of just like going up like a charts, like they're going like upwards. So I think that's like a really nice progression. I think they're just getting more the hang of like this art style that they have. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. What do you think in the comment section below? What was your favorite gear chip, your least favorite? Let me know, and take care and bye.